So I'm not allowed to be angry about the things that happen to me. These things happen to a lot of other people too. When these things happen to others, I speak out. When they happen to me, do you guys speak out? I don't just speak out on Facebook or YouTube. I speak out in real life. I try to make a difference in real life. While you guys are pretending I'm some sort of terrible person, I've still been able to help out a lot of people from my shitty fucking position. If I can help people out from here, and a lot of those people help me out too. There was a lot of help that I got that didn't make any difference without somebody there in person to help me to make a report. Whether that be in person to show me how on the computer, or somebody there in person to go with me to talk to the police so they can't pull their entrapment bullshit. Without one of those two things, there wasn't a damn thing I could do. No matter how much money you guys want to throw at me a bit at a time, and that's an important factor to remember, is that it is a bit at a time. Like $6,000 all at once, yeah, that's enough to get a retainer for an attorney. But $200 here and $100 there, $50 here, and $80 there. It all adds up over time. It does. It adds up to a lot of money over time. But then there's the fact that the money that I should have had to be able to take care of myself was taken away from me. All of my money for disability, well, just prior to Natalie's death, it all went to Ken and Leah, almost. My last payment, I had just a few $100s to try to work with, and a couple $1,000s worth of bills to try to take care of with that couple of $100. And that's when I went to Miss Peaches, and Natalie up and disappeared. I offered that money to try to get Natalie somewhere safe, and King of Nichols, she sent me $100. And I was going to try to send that to Miss Natalie to get her somewhere safe. But I wasn't allowed to defend myself in a court of law. These guys got to poke me with a stick and poke me with a stick and poke me with a stick. And no matter what, the law didn't care. No matter what, nobody cared that I am not capable of doing these things, no matter how much you tell me to do it. Telling me to go to the Boulder Public Library. At the time, that was a big fucking mistake. Telling me to go to the Boulder Shelter or the warming centers. No! There are people literally harming each other over me. I'm not going to walk into a goddamn riot situation. And no, it probably wouldn't have broken out into a riot, but there would have been violence. People are like, Sean, here's a safe place, and there's a safe place. No, those aren't safe places. I am suffering from fucking overload, from too much of everything that was going on. I needed a safe place. Let's imagine that you are doing your taxes, and this is more complicated than taxes, by the way. All right, it's more websites, more fucking filling out shit on the internet, more of all of that than your taxes will ever be. But let's imagine you need to work on your taxes. It'll probably take you about 8 hours. You need to sit down that full 8 hours, though, and be able to work on it. That's where I excel. I can sit down and immerse, but I need a safe environment to do it in. If I have to go traveling 4 miles to try to use a telephone, and then I got to travel 2 miles over here to try to use the internet, and then I got to travel over here for this, and I got to travel there for that, and then I have to get stuff for this, and stuff for this, and stuff for this to make you guys happy, hoping that you guys will help me how I need, which is to make a police report. For over 2.5 years, I've been trying to get the police to help me because of the harassment, threats, and assaults that I was receiving. I started trying to get that help well before Natalie was killed. It was because the police kept blowing me off, and my friends kept blowing me off or throwing tantrums, like Derek Parrish, for days on end. And I'm supposed to just be happy about it. Right now, I need to make police reports that should have been done last year. I should have been able to do them in person. But the other thing is, Ms. Peaches is aware of this stuff, and she could have written a report. Katie Cahill could have written a report that threatening and harassing and bullying that kept on happening. I need to report on all of that stuff. I don't know how. I try. You telling me, Sean, do this and Sean, do that. Call this place, call that place, call that place, call this place. I call those places. The things that you think that they can do, they cannot do. The attempts by the law enforcement in Colorado, the Bollinger family, and the public that they turned against me, those are insurmountable alone. When they call you mentally ill, you literally need someone else to make your reports for you, because they're not going to take one from you. Under any circumstances, if you are alone. Most of these places that they have government services that you go in with your mommy and daddy and you get them right away. That's great. And then you tell me about how easy it was. But then again, you went in with your mommy and daddy, didn't you? And then there's a lot of women who got these services right off the bat. Well, yeah, you're women. Most of you are single mothers. A lot of you are single mothers by choice. And that's not saying you're bad people for that or good people for that or anything other of the sort. It's the fact that you keep telling me that I chose this, I chose this, I chose this, I chose this. I didn't choose this. I'm doing the best I can with what I got. And what I have is not enough to work with. It's not enough to keep myself fed. It's not enough to keep myself traveling. It's not enough to pay for my gas or my insurance. I literally live off of the donations of others. And I have been since Natalie disappeared. Now, why is it that I had to live off the donations of others when I had disability coming in? Well, it's because disability was all going to, ding, 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 my predators. Miss Peaches, she tried to pawn me off on a guy named Peace. I've known Peace for a lot of years. Now, I recently was in contact with him, and he was letting me know that, well, what Miss Peaches was saying about me going down to stay with Peace, things that she's not taking into account are, number one, I can't take care of myself, so he's going to have to take care of me. Number two, I don't have any income, so he's going to have to pay all of my bills. And none of that would be necessary if I could get my disability back and get these people to leave me alone, and that's not going to happen unless I can get an honest day in court. And I've been prevented from making a fucking police report. I need to make hundreds of them because there's hundreds of incidents that have happened. And literally, I need help. I can't do it myself. But all these places you tell me to go, they want me to fill out this paperwork and that paperwork. Sliding fee scale, sliding fee scale. And then the things that you say that these places are supposed to do, they don't do. They don't do those things. But they're taking your taxes on that sliding fee scale anyway, now aren't they? Just like the cops are taking your money not to investigate when a crime is committed, are they? I know how important the evidence is. That's why I've been collecting it and trying to show it. I need help. All right? They get to do whatever they want to me in court if it's just me. Now, there's a lot of people who said that they went to court that didn't. Mandy Hughes said that she went to one of my court dates. Well, maybe she did, but I didn't see it. And by the way that I've been measured, if you didn't see it, then it didn't happen. They rescheduled my court date the day that she supposedly went. The things that they did to me are not just immoral, they're illegal, but I can't get the help that I need. I get promises, and they're all empty. Help me make a report. I mean, at Miss Tabby's, I wasn't shut down because of Miss Tabby. I wasn't shut down because of Graham. I wasn't shut down because of the kids. Everybody there was fucking great, except for Josh. But there was so much emotional abuse from him, and some physical abuse too, that I was kept in a state of emotional fucking freak out the whole time I was there. Being on pins and needles. And now that he's gone, he didn't leave until after I left the state. I had to because Graham didn't keep his word. I had to make my choices based on the help that I was offered. And when people offered to help me how I needed, that's the route I went. But offering it ain't the same as following through. And that's my issue with Tabby. That's my issue with Peaches. That's my issue with so many of these people who said they wanted to help. Well, are you actually going to? A lot of people want me to do all of the work. Like, hey, Sean, you just fill it out and I'll sign it. Like, no, that's... First of all, that's not appropriate. This stuff needs to be taken and shown in court. These people's words should have been written down a long time ago. I was trying to get help before Natalie died because I needed it. I needed legal assistance. Jeff Ritter should have come forward about that instead of hiding like a goddamn coward. And then his boss calls me. Why? To try to cover the fucking asshole's ass. Of course. To tell me that they'll go to court if they're subpoenaed. Problem is, I need his statement in order to get that subpoena. I need these people's accounts to be taken and written down. Most of them aren't going to do that because they're pissed off at me. Well, you know what? I'm pissed off at them. I can't see them because they didn't care enough when they could have done something to actually do something. And afterwards, they're busy apologizing. Stop apologizing. Make a fucking police report about the harassment these fucking people put me through. That's not fucking complicated. Now, who does this harassment thing need to go to? That is the tough part. I don't fucking know, so stop asking me, please. I don't know. I've called everywhere there is to call, and everybody has some excuse why they can't look at the evidence. Why they can't help me. I have a valid reason for not being able to do it electronically. But you know what? I still keep trying. I keep making the fucking effort. And you know what? It does make me want to blow my goddamn head off. I don't have anything to blow my head off with. And then anytime somebody has a disagreement with me, they're automatically right because I'm the one who's mentally ill. When somebody beats me up, they're automatically right because I'm the one who's mentally ill. Fuck that mentally ill tag. I'm a fucking human being, you piece of shit. If you're black and you're still human, or you're a woman and you're still human, Why is it that I'm not? Why is it that me, who has less rights than a black woman, has to endure it, has to take it? Oh yeah, out of sight, out of mind. Miss Peaches, it doesn't register to her that she's one of the people that it kills me to not be able to see. And it doesn't register to any of these people that if they had kept their word, any of them, to help me make a police report and collect evidence, I'd be able to defend myself. I would have been able to have an honest court date. The police worked across multiple jurisdictions to prevent me from having an honest court date or even making a report. What they did at Candace's was so fucked up. Like, Miss Shelley Campbell could have been being beaten to death. And Officer Michael Beard is smiling and telling me I need to get a hold of my local senator. I got a hold of Rand Ingersoll after that to try to get Miss Shelley somewhere safe. Same Miss Shelley who tried pretending like I threatened her life. Fuck you, Miss Shelley. You're a shitty excuse for a human being for playing victim on that. A lot of people, they want to play victim. Well, fine. You play victim. I'll call you some choice words. Then you can pretend I'm the bad guy. Because you watched while an innocent man was punished. An innocent man who was trying to get help. Miss Peaches, to this day, should have written a report. To this day, Katie Cahill should have written a report. To this day, Candace Bondurant should have written a report. See, I wasn't the only one whose life was threatened. I wasn't the only person who was harassed. Now, a lot of people wanted to keep their names hidden and secret. I don't care. I'm trying to get the truth out for an honest day in court. If you want to hide, then don't pretend that you tried to help, because you didn't. You hid. You had information you could have come forward with, and you chose not to. Everybody should have a chance to fucking defend themselves. God damn it.